Hi everyone, welcome back to this Cantina build, 1/12 scale 6 inch. Today we're going to be working on the stage for the band, and I'm thinking I'm going to make the stage curved rather than square. I was going to do it all square, but I think I'm going to curve it instead. And then after that we'll probably be PVAing these walls. I might stick these walls actually in because they're still loose at the moment, so I might fix these permanent now. These arch walls and all that. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into my garage and look for something to make a platform and to make some stairs as well at the back over there where the arches are, and I'll be back. Okay, so I found some foam to make up the stage. It's not perfect, it's loads of bits, so that's all I've got. I haven't got a whole bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this in there. And I'm going to make a kind of semicircle going to one corner, from that corner there to this corner here. But I thought I'd do it with a bit of paper instead of using the foam, so I only have to try it once. So I'll put the paper in there. I'm just going to do a rough one, and I'll make it neat in the garage. So it's going to kind of go like that. So that'll be the stage. So I'm going to go cut that out nice and clean, and I'll use it as a template. I'll be back. Okay, so I've just cut the template out like that, and I'm just going to use that to. I'm going to put all these together. I'm going to put that like that and just use the scissors and cut around it. It. I'm just getting a pair of scissors. It's not got to be perfect because I'm going to put filler over it like I did with the walls. And shall I put a bit more down that bottom? Just to start roughly do a bit there. That'll do. Okay, so I'm going to stick that with no nails. Let that go off. And when that's gone off, I'm going to put filler over it. Make it look like these walls sort of thing. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I've just mastic this first, not mastic, sorry, no nails this first one. Just going to stick it down to the ground. That's going to be permanent now. Don't need loads, just a bit, just enough for it to stick. Okay, so that's the stage done for now, and I'm going to make some steps to go across here. Just one set of steps there, do the same thing, stick it down. Okay, I've just cut out a bit for the steps over there on the other arch. So I'm just going to do the same again. I'm going to put it on the underneath and the slide though for this one, I think. I should have given that a bit of a clean first. It's a bit dusty down here, but never mind. It'll be alright. Okay, there's the stairs for that. So like I said, I've got to let that stage go off. I'll leave that till tomorrow probably. But in the meanwhile, I think I'm going to stick these down with no nails as well. Might as well put them and get them in position and leave them there, I think. There's no need to keep taking them in and out now. So I'm going to go on that and start sticking these down. Okay, I've just stuck this wall down for permanent now, so I can't move that anymore. I'm going to move on to this one now. Do exactly so. All I'm doing is putting no nails along the edges here, the floor and up the side, and then sticking it. So I'm going to do that now off camera. I'll be back. Okay, so now I've fixed the walls in for good now, for permanent. So these are not going to be moved anymore. You could say I've done it too early, it doesn't really matter. What we've got to make sure is the chairs fit in the gap still, so yeah, looks good. Good. Check this one over here. Yeah, loads of space. So I've got a few mil each side, which is perfect really. I will glue these seats in later, but a lot later. After I painted and stuff like that. Might actually give them another touch up of brown or something as well. Anyway, next I'm going to be sealing in these walls in. So I'm going to be putting PVA on the walls again. So it's going to, this time it's going to be, because these walls are really porous, they soak in really quick. I'm going to do a 4-in-1 mix on these walls. So that's a 4-part water, 1 PVA on these walls, because they're so porous, they suck in so quick, so you can get the, so the PVA, when it soaks in with PVA and water soaks in, it gets right into it and it kind of gives it a bit extra strength on the wall, and even you could say a bit of elasticity as well. So I'm going to go and do that now. I'm going to do the whole lot. And on this bit I'm going to put neat PVA. So this is going to be neat PVA on the, not this, but you know, on the stage and the stairs and all the rest, 4-in-1. 4-part water, 1 part PVA. Okay, so I'm going to do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my PVA knocked up. It's 4-in-1, like I said, really runny basically. And I should be doing this outside in the garage, but it's too cold. So I'll put some plastic down instead. So hopefully I won't make too much of a mess anyway. But I'm basically just going to lash this all the way around the walls and then leave it until tomorrow. So this PVA should soak right. I know it looks the same as the last 50/50, but trust me, it's not. It's much wetter. So I'm going to crack on with it and I'll get back to you. Okay, just as I'm PVAing this, I just realised what I should have done is seal them up before I stuck them to the rest of it. These arches here, I should have sealed it up all first. I mean, it's not a real issue. It makes it a bit more awkward to get the PVA on now. You know, so everything's a bit cramped. But too late. So if you're doing this, if anyone is following along and doing something similar, you might want to not stick the walls on straight away. Just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. Okay, I've sealed all the walls up with a 4-in-1 mix of PVA. 4 parts water, 1 part PVA. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to put some neat PVA over this packing foam. What I'm using for this, for the band's stage and a step. And I'm going to neat PVA this bit of wood here as well, which is going to be a part of the step as well. So, well, I might as well just do it. Why not do it on film sort of thing? It's only a 2-second job. So look, neat PVA straight out of the tub. Don't need loads. And the reason you're putting neat on, because there's no porous, it doesn't soak in. So really we want this to kind of act as a glue. Anyway, I'll do that now. The worst thing is trying to get it to spread out, because it goes like sort of oil and doesn't want to kind of keeps wanting to separate, but it doesn't matter again as well, as long as we get someone there so it's a little bit sticky. Some on the wood as well. And you could get something called fibre tape if you're worried about the joints cracking and all that, but I don't really care about that. If they crack, they crack. Like I say, the Cantina, it's like an old kind of building, isn't it? So any imperfections and stuff like that, I think it adds to the character of it. And this is not like, you know, an exact replica, obviously. It's just a kind of, what would you call it, like in a representation of it. Anyway, that's the neat PVA on. Let's stick a bit more on. Okay, that's the neat PVA done. I'm going to leave that overnight now. And I'll be putting filler over it tomorrow, and I'll be back. Okay, so it's the next day, and this PVA has gone right off now, so that's a good seal on that. Off camera, I put this partition wall in, this one here, so I'm going to plaster both of them now. I'm going to put the filler on that, and the filler on this, and the filler on the steps. Like I did before for the walls, it's the same thing really, so I'm not going to show it all on camera, but I might just do the first little bit or something. So, let me get my tools wet. I'll just put a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to spread a nice thin coat over this. And like I said before, just let that go off. Probably going to take about, probably, I don't know, you know, it's quite hot in there, so maybe an hour or something at the max. This filler I've got says it's got a 1 hour curing time, so. Okay, get my small tool. Oh, good up, I don't like them, isn't it? It's a bit cramped around here with the camera up against it, like, it's hard to kind of oh, it's not hard, it just gets in the way, you know. Okay, let's let it on anyway. Stick a bit more in that corner there. Some with this step. Just going to move the table around a bit so I can reach it. If you want to make it easier for yourself, it's best to do one side at a time, but you know, do one side, let it go off, rub it all up, and then do the opposite bit. But I can't be bothered to keep going. I want to get it all done now, really. It gets a bit tedious. Okay, that'll do for that. Alright guys, so I'm going to crack on anyway. You see, you know how it's all done. I've shown you this already, so I'll be back when it's all finished. Okay, so that's all on now. I'm going to leave it as that for probably about 20 minutes, check it. If it's still wet, another 20 minutes, and so on until it starts getting ready to rub up. Okay, I've pretty much finished rubbing up the stage and the stairs and the back wall over here, down there. So I'm going to let that dry now for a couple of days probably, and give it a Form 1 PVA to seal it in, let that dry. So probably about 3 days or something like that. So join me for part 8, where we'll be either weathering the walls or painting them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might just try and get away with weathering them, like a real runny kind of, I don't know, sandy colour on them or something like that. We'll see. Anyway, laters.